we take those decisions. So I wouldn't say, well, people calling for South African companies to be shut down and the government taking action, no, they are wrong. I don't think they are wrong, but I believe, the government has to be very calculated in its decision making. They need to use a diplomatic way of also reacting, but the reaction should not, at the end of the day, affect its citizens that live in South Africa. Because whether you like it or not, they are still Ghanaians in South Africa.
And in some years, say, sa issues are echoes of South Africa, no, and I'm Kevin Taylor, about doing Hunkomo. First of all, while Lambasti African Union, your African Union, just say Ghana, and I say African countries, you know, and I couldn't, and I just say for unity, Kevin Taylor say they are useless. Sorry to say, some say, for so many of us, you shouldn't escalate on Monka Hoshe again. Uriano, and on the company, Eddie Julius Malema. Also, open we, and maybe a child, not Julius, cancer, Nelson Mandela. No, probably you should sign the man. I could know you, so you should sign the man. Now, you should see about what's Ghana for the emotions. The entire moon come addition me, baby, young Kevin Taylor, a blast up in question. So we a hypocrite. Come again, Sansa woman can be. You can afford this and come and pay your you come movie and send a bit take yasana. What's it a baby? Okuja to count Kofagana for Nebra and Panampani and Yampa. It may be pretty Ghana for over 300 no mobile will say pa and it to and also Kevin Taylor area tea and Lamba still paying on that. No, we know, I must say, Sanity, dear. And can you know now you're how near Messiah Captain Smart to see that be. On Zumuni and Tikukum, or said South Africa for some full Mudino home, a buyer, a common business zanka organ can collapse it. It beat is a good fields. Empty everywhere you go. It beat is a near Casa Shoprite. A honor can collapse in Nina. And I can tell a Casa Debbie. To say no issue escalate these issues, no, and because yes, you take quick action. Or saying Yamatre, not a yard, bro. You are not to say you should know the honor, and the account. My mental reaction. Then I also come from. Aha. Ghana a year near can say gossip TV. And then first time I subscribe to YouTube channel no na bibia no ATV come. En good things come in some Kevin Taylor and Captain Smart it differ South Africa issue no.
So we need to be very tactical about it. We will have to still react. We need to also retaliate, but we need to retaliate diplomatically. We need to retaliate in a way where economically we will not lose. We need to retaliate in such a way, say, our people in South Africa will not be affected. So I agree. People are angry. People are pissed off. But this is a situation whereby the people you are fighting with, they don't travel. There are less South Africans in Ghana than Ghanaians in South Africa. So before you take a decision as a nation or as a government, you need to be very calculated about it. Obianim said, it's against human rights. And in fact, if the AU is a very important, and I say, an associate, if the union is, it's not a useless union, and asem when you can see. Here time as South Africans, start to say more treaty other African Africans in your country. The AU has been quiet. Among for rights are being abused in South Africa every single day. We see it on TV, we see it on social media, but the AU, which is a very useless association, they have not been able to take an action. Because the AU is basically a very useless association that only thinks about money, how they'll be able to sell Africa minerals, how they'll be able to sell the African to the European, to the American, how they'll be slaves to Americans and Europeans. So the AU has become one useless entity. It cannot help Africa now. And the better we come to that conclusion, say AU cannot help Africa, it will help us to understand, say, moving forward as Africans, we need to find other means of coming together as Africans to do what? To save ourselves. Because if we rely on our leaders, if we rely on these stupid people who don't think about their citizenry, because majority of the leaders at AU don't care about what is happening in South Africa. But I can tell you for a fact, most of the African countries, they have their citizens in the in South Africa, but they don't care because it's all about money. It's all about what they are going to get. It's all about how they will look good in front of the white man. It's all about selling our natural resource to the white. So they don't fucking care about what is happening in South Africa. Because AU is very effective. South Africa should be under sanction by now. If the AU as a union, if they are intelligent and effective, not a corrupt group of old men who are basically greedy, just abusing the power we have given them. South Africans should be under some sanctions by now. But South Africans feel the AU is useless. They don't care about the AU. That's why its citizenry, they keep doing what they are doing. I've told Ghanaians, I've lived in South Africa before. South Africa, for me to say, moi, I'm telling you. And me to say, Julius Malema, Eka Asemi. Let's go listen to Malema on this South Africa issue. Maybe I'll react to Julius Malema's statement.
AU, the Ghana response was not necessary because it now creates an impression that we are all like that, when it is a certain section of our society that needs to be contained by law enforcement. And one Ghanaian lady was saying, you see, the problem is, and I wouldn't have taken this option. The problem is we're being beaten in front of the police and the police are not doing anything. That's the problem. And when this opportunity came for me to leave, I left, because if the police can't defend me, it means the state is in agreement with the people who are beating me. So we think it was too quick. We'll still resolve this. And President of Ghana should have given us, some time to really deal with this matter. And we'll get to the bottom of it. We hope they will come back to their senses. We don't have to respond the same way they did. We need to pursue the diplomatic engagements with Ghana until we find one another. We don't think Ghana responded in a manner that really reinforces dialogue and diplomatic engagements. It actually creates a very bad, extreme situation, which is not. It's a selected few, and we are pursuing and persuading government to still act on those few. And we're saying to them, they must give us some time, they must be patient, and those who don't feel safe, especially the legally documented Ghanaians, should be able to run to police stations for safety, and then they will be directed to rightful places where they will be secured. But, it's an emotional issue for many of them, understandably so, but the reaction of government should have been, postponed a bit to give us an opportunity to deal with what is happening here in South Africa.
My last question.
This is a typical South African. This guy is a typical South African politician. Julius Malema. He's a typical South African politician. This guy used to shine the shoes of Jacob Zuma. And you see how he's downplaying the situation. You see the level of deception he's trying to put across. His interest is to clean his country. Julius Malema does not care who is killed on the streets of South Africa. What he cares about is that he wants the government of the day to look bad, create an impression around the world that everything in South Africa is okay, and that people should not see them as monsters. That is what he's doing. He's playing. It's a show to him. So for him to even open his mouth to say the response from the Ghanaian government was unnecessary shows the level of hypocrisy and deceit in this shoe shine. How long has this been going on? How long have we seen people go after other citizens who live in South Africa? We have seen it on social media. The president of the republic, the South African president, spoke on this matter. But still, South Africans did not even see him as a human being. They saw the president as a fool. They never respected his words. We have seen so many videos of policemen guarding people who are hunting human beings. We have seen stupid South Africans who have not been to school before in their life and don't know their left from right. Illiterate baboons who are still living in 2026 as animals, hunting other human beings because in their head, somebody came to their country to take what belongs to them. But these same stupid, ignorant South Africans who drink their head off like raccoons see their own white people in South Africa and they are licking their butts like dogs. This is an issue that is not supposed to be treated with this kind of soft gloves. The government of the Republic of Ghana, the government of Ghana took the best decision. The interest they took is the interest of Ghanaians who live in South Africa. The government of Ghana is not like you people. It's not as stupid as the South African government that is not able to address issue to the core. The government of Ghana is not stupid to ignore SOS call from its citizens who at the end of the day are basically contributing economically to your selfish, lazy asses in South Africa. Julius Malema is just an actor. He's doing politics. He had two missions. The first one was to clean his country to the world, that it's not a country full of racist, black racists, ignorant black racists. And secondly, he wanted to look good in front of his political opponents. That is what Julius Malema was doing. The foolishness in the eyes of you South Africans, thinking that you know more than anybody, but you're the most daft people on this planet. Very lazy people, ignorant people who don't want to educate yourselves. What we have seen on social media, the kind of things we have witnessed, you this daft head who lead a group of ignorant fools in South Africa thinking you can go after black people while the same foolish white people in South Africa are treating you like dogs. You cannot convince me that what is happening in South Africa is not affecting other Africans. You have no moral right. You foolishly go to bed at night in your mansion, in your stupid, corrupt mansions, while people are being chased out of their homes. Foolish man. Your people stay in cages and call it sheds. They are lazy. They drink like mad people. They rape your women and are lazy to work. People come to your country to build your economy, and you think you can set your human dogs on the street to go after hard-working Africans who are living legitimately in your lazy country. Who the fuck do you people think you are? And who do you think you can deceive here? Shameless people. Foolish people who think that they can always be licking the butt of the white man but see their other Africans as enemies. You are stupid. Go back to your foolish parliament and address the white people there. And stop inciting your ignorant black South Africans from going after our brothers and sisters in your country. How many of you work? I have lived in South Africa before. I have stayed in South Africa for almost 2 years. You are the most laziest people on this planet. You live like dogs. You drink, you have sex, and you walk around like dogs with guns. You have no knowledge. If you people don't want anybody to live with you people, we understand. But do not come and act on TV and pretend as if you care. You don't fucking care. Your little head like Inzulenzu. And you sit there and you talk trash because you think this is another drama. You think this is another joke. The government of the Republic of Ghana, they respect its citizens, whether in Ghana or out of Ghana. They will protect every Ghanaian who is being abused in Ghana or out of Ghana. They are not like you dogs who think that every human being should be drinking, having sex, and fooling around. This is Ghana. We are not South Africa. This is going on for over months. And you people have done nothing about it because behind the scenes, you support the barbaric, stupid actions of your people on the streets. And you expect Ghanaians to reciprocate this same nonsense you are doing? Do you think the African continent is made up of animals like your grandfathers and your grandmothers and your granddaughters who are walking on the street aimlessly like animals? You need to reason up. South Africa cannot develop alone. None of you guys can build South Africa. You people are too daft to understand. That is why the white people always treat you people like dogs, because you have failed to use your conscience to understand that now you will need people to help you liberate yourselves. When you people wanted power from the white man, you were walking around like dogs seeking the help of other Africans. Today, you make your shiny face like a rat living in KwaZulu-Natal, telling us nonsense. A stupid brat. You people need to talk to your people. If we all decide to go after your people around Africa, do you think any of your guys will live? The stupidity of a stupid South African. We know where you people are coming from. We know the help we gave you people where you were in the dark. We know how you were treated, how we came together to put money together to save you, your dirty asses. Today you go after other Africans and pretend you know nothing about it. You are a bunch of fools and you can never survive as black South Africans. I'm telling you, it's a fact. The white South African will always control you people because you were even told in the past that when you eat fish, your teeth will come out. That is how weak-minded some of you black South Africans are. The white man told you when you eat fish, your teeth will come out like pigs. So you refuse to eat fish till date. You eat meat like dogs. You need to reason and understand that we are talking about human lives. We are talking about people's fundamental rights. What you don't want South Africans to go through in other countries, don't ever wish it for anybody in that your country. The stupidity of these South Africans, they want to pretend and act as if we are all stupid. If you decide to retaliate, do you think your people will survive? Because you are lazy, you don't travel. Because you are lazy, you don't want to learn. Because you are lazy, you don't want to open your horizon to understand how the world works. Most of you are foolish. I have lived among you people, and you live like dogs in small sheds. These Africans coming to South Africa are the people who basically brought civilization to you black South Africans. The Nigerians, the Ghanaians, the Mozambicans, the Zimbabweans, people from other parts of Africa, they brought civilization to you people. You sit in South Africa and these whites treat you like antelopes. And you come and tell us Ubuntu. Fuck your Ubuntu. You have no intelligence to lead any black South African. You think this is politics as usual? You think this is what you can use to win political points? We are talking about a government that is empowering foolish people to go after their fellow Africans. Nelson Mandela came to Ghana begging like a child because he needed money to go fight for an election for the ANC to win power. For you black South Africans to be seen as humans, not to be shot at like dogs. Today you want to prove that you are intelligent than anybody. We are the ones who made you who you are today. The liberty and freedom and that thing you are enjoying in South Africa was because of us. Because if Mandela had not won that election, you dogs would be in the plantations working like dogs. You need to reason up. This is 2026, nigga. You cannot pretend and you people acting like we don't know what is going on in there. The foolishness is getting out of hand. Sit down and analyze issues. Don't politicize matters. Let your government know they have failed Africa.
Intina, the Ecoso, our South Africa, and Ekoshe video, and I have reactions from our respective journalists. Kevin Taylor, I react here, and I feel Captain Smart, and then Ghana for Udupi, a BC business and in collapse and a BC Debbie, in Yamotre. It's a misro, also comment session. Mammy Tonka, I was one. Then I'll come for only a moment, see, and Pamo Money, and answer us, Debbie. Would you only should be a can, being a command Tonka? Ghana Politics TV. Subscribe to YouTube channel, no, maybe I kama. And I said Ghana Gossip TV, na bibiano, 18 and your kama, page so.